Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Boiling Point Faith and Fire podcast with your favorite podcast hosts, Branden Lynette and Roy Paquette. This is not your soft, watered down Sunday sermon. Okay. In this podcast, this is where conviction meets confrontation and faith as a call to arms. At the boiling point, we're not sugarcoating the truth, and we are burning through the fear. And we are here to help you solidify choosing God over the opinions of men. Okay. Faith shapes your values, politics shape your future. And silence is only giving power to the people that are against you, the enemy, literally. So here we're connecting the dots: faith, fire, politics, exposing the ugly truth, one headlight. Yeah, sure. Headline at a time. Make sure you guys are checking the show notes for key links. If you're new here or deep in the anti-pharma rabbit hole, do not miss the Omega Balance blood test. Okay. One of the most important health checks doctors never talk about. Test, don't guess. And it comes with ready solution to bring back that balance. And we've also got some zero ingredient vibrotactile patches. Okay. You're going to find some incredible links here with I want you guys to make sure that you connect with Rory on his Facebook. Message him. He's not just dropping fire on the mic. He's coaching people into podcasting powerhouses. So find him and get plugged in. Okay. I think that's it for my housekeeping. Hi, Rory. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm better than I deserve, as usual. So appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I told Rory today we're just gonna kind of go through the headlines because my weekend was kind of it was weird.
Brutal.
I had a weird weekend. I told Rory I'm 99.9% sure I got fired in a very weird way. Like, I don't know. Just
I'm
weird.
telling you,
What a weird.
you're unemployable at this
I
point. I mean, you're like I
can't.
am. We are unemployable. We can't
Yeah.
work for anybody else at this point.
I love people, you guys. I love people. Can I just pour some drinks for y'all and then come home to my family? That's all I want to do. It's super easy. I'm gonna scroll through some of these headlines today because there was something big that happened in Michigan.
Huge,
Um, an assailant
huge.
targeted the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Grand Blanc, Michigan. That's about 2.5 hours from me, actually. Um, as the update I have, and maybe your update is different, I'm reading here that there are 4 people dead and 8 people wounded.
Yeah, that's the last
Is
one I
that
got too.
is that what you have? Okay.
That's the last one I got. Yeah, it's been trickling in because so many people went to the hospital in critical condition. They weren't sure if they're going to make it, and several passed away overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what happened up
We're
there.
looking at 40-year-old Iraq war veteran Thomas Jacob Sanford. As of now,
Mhm.
I'm not seeing a motive. Have you heard anything on that?
No, and it's funny because all we're hearing right now is, oh well, I guess it was one of your guys that did this, type of thing because everybody wants to play that game. The bottom line is it doesn't matter
Oh,
who's shooting up a church. Okay, nobody can be shooting up a church. But there's a whole lot to this that can get unpacked today. And who did it? Of course, we're going to find out more about it. I don't care if this guy was a card-carrying conservative and loved Trump. Okay, I mean, it's a good thing he's gone because he got taken out and the whole thing too. Deserved it, I'm sure. And fortunately, we're not going to really be able to find out more about why this all
right.
happened. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, what he did was atrocious, and that's not even the point. Who's doing it is
Yeah.
not even the point. The fact is that it's open season on churches, on any Christian church anywhere
Yeah.
that is governed with, under a blue state and their values and their rhetoric and their guidelines. And I think that's the biggest issue right now. I like your Spider-Man cup, by the way.
Dude, it's my little Halloween spiders. Isn't that so cute? I do that
That's
thing.
beautiful.
I decorate for the holidays. I keep my Christmas tree up all year. So right now it's a Halloween tree, and yeah, I go all out. It annoys
Oh, it's like
everybody.
that. Okay, gotcha.
It annoys everybody. It's fine. November 1st it'll be Christmas decorations, so it's that serious.
I see.
4 holidays I decorate for
Okay,
every three
Christmas,
months.
Thanksgiving.
No, not thanks. It's
Oh,
Christmas.
sorry,
Christmas is November.
Christmas,
Yeah, November, December,
Halloween.
January. Valentine's Day is probably my favorite holiday. So we're doing, what is it? February, March. Wait. November, December, January, February, March, April is Valentine's Day. May, June,
Okay.
July is like 4th of July. It's American flag threw up in my house.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then it's Halloween for 3 months, Christmas for 3 months. It's yeah.
Hmm.
My husband, my the honestly, Valentine's Day, my husband would love if I stopped doing that. Like
Wow.
he would love it. He's like my house puked hearts and it's so disgusting. There it is. It's a very it's a feminine time in our lives. He's cool now. I've got, skeletons hanging from my tree. So he's like, yeah,
I
I
love
can
it.
handle that.
We don't get to
But
do that anymore. So I love that.
no. See, I feel
Yeah.
like even when my kids move out, I hope I'm still that person. I mean, Rory, you're about to have grandkids. You guys can't let the spirits go. You got to stay in practice. You got to stay ready.
You sound like my wife. She went and put fall decorations around everything.
That's
We
it,
we
girl.
stopped doing Halloween because, nobody's trick or treating anymore in our family.
Right.
And we kind of said, all right, why are we buying $600 worth of candy for, kids that aren't ours? So
Hey,
we
because
said,
those
hey,
kids are
you know what?
mine, you guys.
Right. So we actually last year, well, 2 years ago, started the whole, old person, no kid thing where we kind of like shut down the lights and we leave early.
Yeah,
So we're gone for the whole thing and we go get some nachos and beer and wine. And then we come back when it's all over and, everybody's
that's
gone. And
fair.
it's like, hey, if you're not going to participate, then leave. I
Right.
mean, don't be there,
I
not
agree. Don't
participating.
sit with your lights on and TV
Yeah.
on and just ignore little kids. You know what
Right.
I mean? But it's a lot of people I think have don't do the trick or treating. I have a cute little town here that I drive to because even my town, we have to walk pretty far to space that out for trick or treating. But
Yeah.
anyway, I didn't think I was going to get to hang out for Halloween because it's on a Friday and I work Fridays and Saturdays, but I think I'm
See,
free.
everything
I
happens for
think
a
I'm
reason.
like, this is really, I mean, I'm not mad at this.
No,
Okay.
it was
My
destined
husband's
for you.
definitely not mad. He's hated me going, he wants me home 24/7, right? But yeah. So anyway, it's favoring everybody at this point.
I think
But
there's
you,
in your husband's defense, hold on a second. In your husband's
yeah,
defense, there's a big difference between wanting you home 24/7 and
right,
not wanting you going to a bar where you have to have a police escort to get there safely, okay, while you're carrying.
right.
These
That
are
part
big
too.
things. I mean, these are
Yeah,
big things. And as a husband,
yeah,
okay, I gotta
right.
side with your husband on this one.
Oh, he hates it. He hates it. I had this group
I
of
don't
kids
blame
in
him.
there the other night, and there's probably like 20 of them. And I don't like being scared. I don't like being scared. And I'm just gonna say it. Like black people hate white people. And if you're ignorant to that, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're an idiot. Like these kids, it's so I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm like, these kids are not of age. My kitchen was closed. And just I don't like being scared. And it's just a scary feeling because one person goes crazy and it's that no matter what color of skin you have, there's a group mentality. If something goes off, everybody gets in on it, right? And I'm like, I just want to ask for IDs because I know they're not of age and I got to kick people out. And it was so great. They were super respectful. The one girl was like, "Oh, you caught us," and it worked out great. But I'd be an idiot to think that it wasn't possible that it could have gone the other way. I mean, a lot of drama has happened there. A lot of drama. 3 weeks ago, we've got people throwing guns in each other's faces in the parking lot. You know what I mean? So like it's just always something. It's always something. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little bigger than just that statement you just made. I mean, you're
yeah.
not exactly in a good area.
I'm not in
I
a good
mean,
area, you
wow.
guys. Yeah.
You had everything going against you. It's a good
Yeah.
thing. It's a blessing that you're not there
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. I
You're gonna
agree.
either find something different or some other path, and
Right.
you and your husband are both gonna be much happier.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Correct. I mean,
That's right.
he is definitely like it's stressful because he's how far away at his job. He can't do anything. Something happens, he's helpless. And men don't like to feel like that.
No,
That's
we don't.
it's a cut to the ego.
Yep.
Or just me even I should have never told him I ever get scared because that's a thing too. Like our husbands' jobs are to make sure that we are safe and secure. And the fact that we share there's a possibility we're scared is going to send them off into
You're
a whole
killing me right
other
now.
rage tangent. Yeah. So it's
You,
it's ter- it's
I mean,
terrible.
the whole power man thing in me is just getting ready to take over the whole episode
Yes.
because you're
I
absolutely
know.
killing me right now.
I know.
And I want everybody to hear this, okay, who might be listening to this podcast right now. It's not that you shouldn't tell your husband that you're afraid. It's that you shouldn't put yourself in a position where you're afraid. Okay, that's the
Correct.
problem. And your husband has every right in the world to feel helpless if you're out
Yes.
there putting yourself in a bad spot.
And
So
it's
come
me,
on now.
that toxic independence that
Come
I
on
could take
now.
care of myself. I've been scrapping since I was 15. You know what I
We
mean?
all
I've got
know
it.
that you're a badass. We
I've
all
got a
know that
bat.
you're a badass.
I've got a bat back there with a sock on it. So I've got 30 seconds to take a real swing after they pull that sock off. I could connect one time. It's fine.
That's
Because
all it
there's,
takes. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
it's insane. But whatever. You guys listen, let's get back to this guy because this happened at, it was 10:30 in the morning. This dude drives a pickup truck, uh, American flagged out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that people are out here already saying one of your guys did it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be on the internet today saying fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, because what? He's not ours. Like
That's
that's an
ridiculous.
MKUltra plant. Okay. I'm just gonna go there. Like he's not one of ours. Whatever issues he has,
Yeah,
he's not one of ours.
I'm with you. More than likely, it's a deep state fake. But the fact remains is that the conversation that has to happen isn't about who's doing it. It's that it's being done.
Right.
And it's where is it being done? It's they hit Charlie to tell us all to shut up.
Yes.
Now they're doing this in multiple states. Every state that it's happening in is run by, a Democratic governor.
Yep.
And every one of these times it happens, they're trying to tell us not only can we get to you like we got to Charlie, but now you better stop going to church, or this could happen to you.
Right.
They're trying to keep us out of church. They're trying to keep us quiet. And that's what this is all about. So, it doesn't matter who they get to do the dirty work. The idea is still being pushed. If you're a Christian, sit down, shut up, and don't even go anymore. And that's what they want us to feel. It's terrorism
Right.
against Christians, like usual, which is in blue states going to, again, go unpunished, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the insanity. So you guys, I don't know a lot. Like I literally know nothing. I am not the smartest kid on the block. I will say that hands down. Okay. But it is always going to be about the money. This is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare, and we've got some people running around that don't respect that our country was founded on Christianity. They're not okay with that. We've been this is like a three-part thing because number one, I'm going to tell you guys about MKUltra because I don't know if you know anything about it, so I'm going to school you on what I do know. Um, and the fact that if we punish people publicly, crime would go down. And I'm going to tell you why no one's ever going to go for that. These people are making money off of they're making money off of us hating each other. They're making money every time you're like, that was your guy. And when we're like, oh, another liberal school shooting, you guys, that's your guy. No, these are like useful idiots. I should just be like, this is the useful idiot podcast because we're all stupid. Like we're being played. This is a good versus evil at this point. It's not even you guys are going to cheer for a church shooting and whatever because our guys look bad. Some guy in an American flag truck, you're going to weaponize that thinking that you have something over us. Like, oh, no. Like the real Americans don't want any of this happening. So this dude got manipulated, of course, because there's money there. But also these Democrat cities that aren't doing anything, you you want to know why they're not? This is it's because of like, okay, listen. If we made executions public again, it wouldn't just flip the script on society, okay? It is literally turning over this whole psychological game board. So punishment is hidden. They put people to sleep at 2 a.m. with a sterile syringe and nobody sees it. You read about it in a little tiny column and then you're back on TikTok like nothing has happened. But in my eyes, and I think in the eyes of a lot of people, if you imagine a Friday night, Main Street, cameras, live streaming, we hang these people or we have a firing squad. Like, do you think people are going to casually commit armed robbery or murder knowing that they could be standing there next month? Fear of shame, like that is so much stronger than the fear of pain. That is psychological 101. That fear of shame is going to do something. So having a public spectacle, like it burns itself into your memory. So right now, yeah, do we have that fear of pain? Absolutely. Like we have to stay vigilant. People hate us. The government has trained people to hate us, and the media continues to manipulate people to hate us on all sides for us to hate each other. Like we're doing their dirty work, you dummies. We're doing their dirty work. But this is why they're not going to do this. They're not going to do this because nobody really wants the difference. The government, the people holding office in your local little places, they want management. They want management. And crime is justifying the bullshit budgets. We've got police, courts, prisons, all of these contracts here. So if public executions were real, would they wipe out violent crime? Absolutely. Absolutely. But half of the revenue is going to dry up. People have to protect their money. And I'm like, I tell my husband this morning, I went and said hi. I woke him up early so I could see him because we're going to be recording and I won't see him. I was like, babe, he's like, what are you going to talk about today? And I'm like, we're talking about this. We're talking about that capital punishment would change what's happening in these cities. How come right now I just saw a flash, another news article about Portland, even about Trump sending troops in. Okay. Chicago doesn't want help. Portland doesn't want help. And you guys know why? Because they're going to lose money that they're not using to help people. They're funneling it. It's all the money. Nobody wants their city to be clean because now they can write off a bunch of stuff and line their pockets. It's crazy to me.
I can't disagree with anything you're saying. I think that the pendulum has swung too far now. I think that they were doing that for the last 4 or 5 years, and I think that it got out of hand,
Yeah.
and the pendulum kind of swung too far that direction. And even those folks now are going, oh, okay, we kind of lost control of this. It was great when there was just high crime, but we still
Yeah.
had control. Now they don't. And the Portland situation is another. I mean, you could take each situation from Portland to Chicago, to DC. It's all the same thing. We got National Guard in Chicago right now and ICE guys. We got the same thing going to Portland. Portland's governor is saying, "Oh no, please, leave it be, stand down. We got this."
Why?
Yeah, because they don't, it's all anti-Trump. It's all about political gain. It's all about power, right? And it is, like you said, all about money. They don't want to admit, I don't think, that it's really gotten too far, and it's just gotten out of hand. You have citizens of Chicago, the actual citizens of Chicago, who are very happy
Yeah.
that there are people coming in to clean it up. You have your paid, demonstrators who are out there still throwing stuff. But there's a tide turning there too. Um, the the federal government is finally starting to, impose a little bit of their will,
Mm-hmm.
and they're saying, "Hey, you can't attack, an ICE officer. If you kick him, spit on him, punch him, throw something at him, you're getting taken down too."
Yeah.
And now in Chicago, they're lining up in front of the cars and saying, "Go ahead and run me over." And
Okay.
ICE is running them over, going, "Sorry, but if you impede this, then
You're done.
you lose your rights."
Yeah.
So it's finally happening to that extent, and I think honestly, Portland's the one I've been a little worried about because at some point, following the path we're following,
Oh,
because we are now trying to clean it up, someone's going to open fire. There's going to be some riot someplace where it
right.
gets too far out of hand, and the cops, the ICE, the National Guard, whoever they may be, are actually being, hurt or,
Targeted.
attacked, targeted,
Mm-hmm.
and they fight back. And the cops finally say enough. You can only push people so far to where they actually believe they're not going to go home to their families unless they pull that trigger and open fire in self-defense. And
Right.
when that starts, you're going to have a Boston Tea Party massacre type thing on your
Right.
hands. And it's going to be like, well, then get out of the way. And frankly, until that happens, it's like what you're saying, and it's public. That's your public execution. And that's my point in getting to, is
Yeah.
that I think your public execution is coming. Unfortunately, I think it's coming that way. And at the end of it, you're going to have everybody divided even more because the liberals are going to be screaming about how you can't do that. And the conservatives are going to be going, well, FAFO, that's what you get,
Yeah.
and we've had enough. So, I mean, at what point do lines get drawn? And in this country, we have too many people where there's no consequences at all.
None.
And
None.
if there's no consequences, then and no repercussions, then there's no reasoning, there's no
Right.
motive to follow rules for anybody, even the people who are relatively good. If there's no rules at all, they're going to start going, well, why am I following them? And they don't have to,
Right.
and that's when anarchy starts. So,
I
that's
mean,
just where we
I know
are
a
with
lot of
this.
people at that breaking point. They're pissed because we follow the rules. They're pissed because we don't cross the lines and they're like tired
Mhm.
of it. I'm surprised that the queue is not bigger. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to apply right now because they're like, get us in on this. Get us in. We're tired. We're so tired.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's bigger
but
than we know it is.
it I mean, I agree. I do
Yeah.
think it's bigger, but I think it's I mean, you know how many people I just randomly ask if they know about it and they know nothing. I'm like, let me tell you something. Like, I'm so awkward. You guys don't run into me in public. Okay. Just don't because it's so weird. I just don't even talk to people. I just try to keep my head down because I'm like, do you know what they're doing to our kids? It's just not how's the
No.
weather with me anymore. It's
Right.
not. I'm like, do you know this is happening? But it should be like that. Like we should have these conversations because how many of you really knew why they don't care about crime in the big cities? Like I didn't even know about this ICE thing, about how crazy it was. And one of my friends, I put up a post because, I saw I think we talked about it on the podcast, didn't we? How
Hmm.
the guy in Texas had his little things hanging up.
Hmm.
So my friend sends me these, tune into episode 2, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. But she sends me this lady, I guess, that got pushed down by ICE. And so everyone's like, he's being rough and he attacked her. And they did an investigation and she put her hands on him and was being aggressive. And she was warned multiple times, and so all of a sudden ICE is bad. But like, here's my thing. Like, why are people missing the whole I don't even speed. I don't speed. And it makes everybody in my family mad because I literally, if it's 55, maybe I'll do 57. Okay. I don't speed. But if a cop's behind me, I'm sweating. I'm like, shit, he's behind me. I'm nervous. Like, I will do anything I am told. And I don't understand why people fight these people that are just doing their job. They don't go on this job
Yeah.
hoping that they're going to get to kill someone. Like, there is not a single cop I know
Nope.
that is like, man, I hope I get to pull my trigger. You know how much they celebrate someone who never had to hurt someone? That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
Yeah.
do that.
That's a
And it
huge point
may
that you're making, though. That's a huge point that you're making is because, the people like you and I, for instance,
right.
that is the epitome of if there's a consequence, right? If
Yeah.
there's no one around to see you going over the speed limit, then, the
Right.
consequence isn't that bad. It's,
Uh-huh.
maybe I'll speed because I'm in a hurry.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't come to a complete stop at a stop sign because I'm in a hurry. And if someone does see me, maybe I get a, ticket. Okay, it cost me some money. But at that moment, the consequence does not outweigh the benefit,
Right.
right? Right. Now, if, run a stop sign meant I lose my car for a month, we would never do it. You'd
Never.
never see a rolling stop because the consequence would be way too much.
Right.
And that's what's going on is that people understand in these blue states, they know there is no consequence, like none. And they even still believe that, even though you got ICE and you got all these other people and there's federal involvement, they still believe, and they're being told by the people who are organizing this stuff, just do this and just do this, and no one really can hurt you. And if you do get arrested, you're going to get out on zero cash bail, and we're going to take
Right.
care of it, and we'll take care of you, And so there are no consequences. When somebody gets taken out, well, then maybe they're going to pay attention. Maybe that makes all the other rioters go, well, I'm getting $1,000 a day, but is that worth potentially getting, wiped out
Right.
and run over by ice? Hmm, I don't know, right? So
Right.
at some point, it's going to not be worth it to these people because the consequence will outweigh the action. But we haven't gotten there. We're not there yet.
And then after that, right? Because it's gonna slow down crime. Like when people have the consequences, things are going to change.
Mhm.
And how do we prevent what happened ever again? Like, how do we prevent people from being so money hungry and greedy? It's always just been about money. And that's so crazy to me.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, it is completely about money. And I think that they really thought they had something good going. Hey, we'll just let this happen. We're going to turn the other cheek. We're going to make all this extra money. We're going to do all these things behind the scenes, and no one's going to be around to see it because they're all going to be talking about crime, right? So they
Right.
won't worry about what we're doing over here. They did it in California. They sat there and everybody was worried about, all the shoplifters at Target, and nobody was worried about what Newsom was doing, selling off all the water in the basins and everything else. And then, oops, we had a
Right.
fire and there's no water in the whole state.
Right.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should have paid attention to that. Or to the vote that they passed that said that, little girls who will not change in front of, trans boys or whatever they're called
Right.
these days, they have to now sign something that says they have a mental illness.
Excuse me?
Yeah, not the boy who thinks he's a girl who's in the locker room, and not the school system that's putting him in the locker room.
No.
The little girl who says, I'm not going to change in front of a boy. If she's going to do that, she now has to sign a piece of paper that says, I have a mental illness and I can't accept the fact that, he has this gender belief. And when that got passed, nobody noticed it because there was this huge spike in crime 2 days prior. And that's what
Wow.
all the news was covering. So you're 100% right. It's a smokescreen. The crime has a purpose, and we're all falling for it.
Useful idiots.
Yep, that's it. All of the news channels, including Fox, they were all talking about this huge crime spree, the gangs, where it was like 50 kids all show up in cars, run in, grab stuff, run back out
Wow.
to their cars and take off. Yeah. And that all was huge that night. And by the way, while that was going on, they passed this little vote.
That
Yeah.
is crazy to me.
Yep.
Like my
Temecula
brain is not
County. Yeah.
even comprehending this right now. Like we're
I think it's
still,
Temecula School Board did it.
wow.
Yeah. When that was all going on, it was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Pull your kids.
Gotcha. Gotta at this point. I mean, it's but yeah, that you're right. Everything that's going on is going on with another angle behind the scenes. It all comes down to money and agenda and
Everything.
power. Yeah.
Everything.
Yep. 100%.
Are
So what
we
are we going to do about it?
we're going to keep talking about it and I'm going to
Keep talking
shake.
about it.
I want to go to Temecula. Where's
That's
this place at? Because I want to shake
right.
the shit out of some people. Like, what?
Yeah.
I have to look this up. I'm gonna look it up. So you guys we're probably going to talk about this next week after I read about it. Because I'm in literal shock. That can't be real. A
We,
normal, sane girl who doesn't want to change in front of a boy has to say she has a
yep.
mental illness.
She has the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's another whole episode probably
Wow.
to touch on. But um, well, let me throw this out there for
Yeah.
consideration, and then maybe we can go back to it. When you've looked it up and we get into
Right.
this more. But here's my question: You're a bartender,
Mhm.
okay? I have bartended plenty in my life,
Yeah.
and I know that in Indiana years ago they passed this thing where if I'm a bartender and I
Mhm.
just continue to serve a guy who's totally inebriated,
Mhm.
and I continue to serve him even after it's clear that he should be cut off,
Mhm.
and then he goes and gets in his car and goes and kills somebody, I'm partially
You're in
liable.
trouble.
Yep. I can not only can lose my job, but I can have charges pressed against me for
Yeah.
enabling this guy to go do that.
Yep.
So in that case, they're willing to hold the bartender liable,
Accountable.
accountable for this guy's actions.
Mhm.
Every time something like this happens, like this situation, out there in California,
Yeah.
okay, and like these trans shooters and all this other type of thing. Somewhere along the way, there's a therapist, there's a psychologist, there's a psychiatrist, there's some mental health professional who is signing off on this and saying, this person isn't mentally ill. The little girl who won't change in front of him is mentally ill. When
Because
does the
they're being bought and
therapist get
paid
held
for.
responsible?
Yeah. Right.
When does the therapist get held responsible? Because there's this book,
Yeah.
okay, where that's rules and
Right.
laws and
Mhm.
diagnoses, and gender dysphoria is written right in there.
Right in there.
It's part of the master's, education process.
It is.
If you don't know what that is, you can't get licensed to be a therapist.
Correct.
And then when you become one, if you vote blue, then apparently that rule doesn't exist anymore. Isn't that odd?
That's embarrassing.
Hold, just like you're talking about your public executions, hold one
Yeah.
therapist responsible, one
Hmm.
time for what a trans person goes and does when they should have treated them for a mental illness and
Right.
instead came out and towed some political nonsense line. Do it one time and this whole thing disappears because there
Crumbles.
will not be another mental health professional who would be willing to risk their entire livelihood on this
Right.
political stance. One time, do it. So that's,
I
another
mean, if we
soapbox.
hold everybody in the medical industry accountable, if we held everyone accountable for pushing their agendas, for manipulating moms, I've been gaslit so many times as an anti-vaxxer and bullied. And this is the thing, like I'm kind of just I feel weird about how public it is and how many people are talking about it, because nobody knows the hell I've been through for 20 plus years from the medical industry of just
Yeah.
horrific, horrific judgment. I mean, no one sugarcoated the fact they thought I was a terrible parent, but they're not being honest about any of this. Anything that the medical industry is just all of them. Hold them accountable. And you're right, one time. It's
Yep.
going to make people think twice about, selling out. Everyone's getting a kickback, and what happened to integrity? Like, as a person, how do people miss that integrity? You know, you guys. Okay. So I published some books. They're really good too. Listen, bitch, there's a few of them that are just fabulous. And I'm friends with this woman. And like I still see her on my feed from time to time, but she's blocked me on Facebook. Um, Her name's Oksana. And we became really close friends fast, and she loved my books. Well, she owns like all the publication on major airlines. So big bucks. She did a spread for my book in her catalogs, and she calls me one day. I'm never going to forget this, because this is how I know that everything on the media is a lie, that people are bought and paid for. Okay. This is what she tells me. Branden, I will get you an interview on every news station, local, national. I'll have you everywhere, but you have to say you vote Democrat. And I was like, Oksana, I'm not going to do that. Branden, I'm not telling you to really vote. I'm not really telling you that. You could vote Republican, but publicly, you just have to say that you're for the Democrat Party. Oksana, I'm not. I'm not going to tell people that. Integrity.
Wow.
Would I have made a lot of money? Would I be a national star right now? Yeah, I would have won over America, but I would have had
Wow.
to sell my soul to do it. I'm never. You guys, that shit is real. People
Yeah.
are being bought and paid for every day. And I'm saying, like, what makes me different? I'm not special, but I sure as hell value my soul. I value where I'm going at the end of this. I'm playing the long game here. Do I take some detours? Absolutely. Do I mess up? Absolutely. Do I frustrate God to no end? I'm sure he wants to shake me as much as I want to shake other people. I still care. I'm still going to work on that relationship, because I don't want to die. I don't want to burn in hell forever. That's real to me. Energy never dies. And like, what happened to integrity? Why are these people selling out? How are you going to go to school and spend that money writing those papers? You write papers for 4 years to be bought and paid for, and tell people that everything that you learned and studied doesn't fit the narrative, and you sell out.
Yeah. Wow. I never
Gross,
heard that
dude.
story about you before. I didn't realize you would
Oh,
do that. Oh
yep.
my
I've
gosh.
shared it a few times. And every
I just
once in a
missed
while
it.
she checks it on me, and I'm like, Oksana, I love you, but I voted for Trump, honey. It kills her. She's just heartbroken. I'm probably her greatest disappointment, because she was very, when I tell you guys, like, she was batting for me. Like, I I would have had it made. I know that. I know at the core of I know she would have taken me far.
Wow.
And
Goodness gracious.
I lose my integrity. How can I look myself in the mirror? How can I look at my kids and expect them to be good, productive humans in society, law-abiding citizens, and I'm going to sell out? Yeah, no. No.
It's tough.
It
That's
happens.
tough. Wow. Well, good for
Four
you.
4 years of school to go tell people that they're mentally ill for not wanting to change in front of a boy. 12 years. I mean, a lot of them, it's
Yeah, there's a lot of
gotta be
PhDs, but it's
kidding
at
me.
least 6. You got to have a master's degree before you can, be a therapist, which is hilarious to me, but regardless. Yeah. So
Good and
6 years of
evil.
studying this big book.
Yep. It's the DSM-5, by the way.
That's
I
it.
did some papers on it. I'm a psychology major, so yeah, I went there. But yeah, it is in there. Mental illness
Hmm. Yeah,
or
that's what I
gender
mean. It's
dysphoria. It's a whole thing. And everyone's like, I love and care about my trans friends. Like, if we really love and care about them, then we're gonna get them mental help.
yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah. So again, the pendulum swung too far, the
Yeah.
other way, because it's not just we're gonna, accept this and coddle this behavior and pretend like it's okay. It's now, well, if you have a problem with it, then you're the one with the mental health issue.
Right.
Wait, what? So yeah,
Right.
You can literally recite your feelings that agree with the DSM-5,
Yeah.
and you're the one with the problem. That's like I said, yeah. One time. But this all goes back to your point of the capital punishment, okay? And
Yeah.
the point to the capital punishment is that there are no consequences to people's actions.
Right.
And so that's why they do the things that they do, because they can. And because there's nothing deterring them from it.
Right.
And that's the biggest issue. So, as I see these things happening across the country, and even going back to the churches, which is what we started on
Mm-hmm.
today,
Right.
there's no consequence for the action. People are whipped into a frenzy over the ridiculous level of rhetoric that's coming
Right.
from the left. And they really believe that people are evil and are going to do them harm because of what they're being told
Right.
by, the Joy Behards of the world. And it's just a little nuts at this point. It's gone too far,
Yeah.
because you're not just talking about Trump anymore. And, it was almost like it was okay with everybody because they were just focusing on one guy.
Right.
Now it's anyone who's, conservative. Now it's anyone who may have voted for Trump. Now it's anyone who might wear a red hat, even if it doesn't say that anymore, right? It's anybody who goes to a Christian church
Right.
and not a mosque and, not a synagogue. It's like, although the synagogues are getting, beat up pretty good too. So
I went down that
it's a little
Britten rabbit
much.
hole too. That is
Did
crazy.
you? I mean, it's
Oh
insane.
my gosh. How did that happen? You guys, I mean, oh, that's
They're all walking
terrifying.
around over there going, look what Trump's done.
Yep.
The whole world's taking their lead from what we're doing here and what Trump's doing with
Yeah.
sending in the army at this point.
Right.
It's not even National Guard anymore. It's going to be a whole full-fledged, Army, Marine,
Right.
something is going to hit the ground. Not just the guys in the National Guard. It's
Right.
going to be trained specialists hitting the ground to wipe out ICE because not ICE, but Antifa because
Right.
they're terrorists. That's what you got to do.
They are terrorists.
So again, as soon as somebody hits the ground the right way,
Yeah.
then maybe somebody pays attention. But they're also, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Bondi, but
Oh,
they're going
what a
after,
disappointment.
yeah, they are, however, going after the funding finally.
Good.
So when you find the funding and you cut it off, I think it's going to be amazing how much all of these true believers in their
Right.
causes go home.
Change. Hmm.
When I'm not getting my, what is it, $300 a day or whatever some of these guys are getting, it's like more than we
Right.
make, but
Right.
they're making hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a week to go out and do this.
Right.
And as soon as that dries up, they're going to have to go home.
Do you keyboard warriors hear that? Y'all are free out here spreading hate like a useful idiot, but people actually get paid.
Yeah.
And you're just doing it for free, like spreading hate for no reason. Just
Yeah.
why?
If you're going to spread hate, sign up
Go
someplace.
get money.
Go get
Go
paid.
get paid.
Right on.
Crazy to me. If we're not using social media to make money, we're doing it wrong.
True.
That is a fact. Do you think
Very
this
true.
guy at the church got off easy? I think he got off easy.
I do. I really do. Yeah, because he's no longer with us, so he doesn't have to sit there and deal with it. I would have
Not
loved to have
just
seen
that.
him get questioned.
It should have been
Yeah.
a public execution. It should have been like snatch him up out of that truck, grab him by his arm, hang up a fucking rope, and just dangle him in front of everyone and leave it there for a couple days. Very simple. You shoot up a school, we're going to kill you. You shoot up a church, we're going to kill you. We're going to do it in front of everybody. I mean, I went down a rabbit hole of the Coliseum.
Mhm.
Like, people love to watch that shit. They love it. So why don't we kill two birds with one stone? You sick fucks get your entertainment. And then we set the precedence of what's going to be tolerated and what's not tolerated. Very simple. Don't.
Do you want to maybe put out your disclaimer
Oh, you guys.
for
Oh my
this
gosh.
episode?
I totally forgot
I'm
about
just
that.
wondering if
This
maybe
is
you want to do that
entertainment.
today.
Yes, I want to do it every day. I need to put that in my notes. You guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. Everything we say is just opinion. Nothing is fact based. And we're just comedians. It's funny. We're being funny. It's a joke. Huh? No, seriously, this isn't real. Entertainment. We're a fiction based unscripted show.
There you go.
Is that good enough?
I think it's probably good enough to at least put it out there for everybody. Yeah, you're on fire today. You really are. I
y'all.
mean, I don't know why that's a surprise to anybody. But
Yeah. I want to tell you guys about MKUltra because I really do feel like,
yeah.
first of all, it is real. I just want to say that it's not something that people made up. It's like the mother program. It's the skeleton key of how the intelligence world figured out that psychological control. So they do admit this. It is admitted, and it's a very sanitized version that they admitted, but they have to tell you, okay? They have to tell you that's part of the law of the universe is like Rory said before, for your free will. Everyone
Hmm.
gets that, so they have to tell us. From the 50s to the 70s, the CIA ran the program and they called it MKUltra. So they experimented with these drugs like LSD. They did what is that? Sleep deprivation, hypnosis. I mean, electro shock therapy, a lot of behavioral techniques so they could break a person's mind and then they would implant commands. And this was back then, obviously, this was to defend against the Soviets. Okay. Um, what is the truth? You guys are dumb if you think it ended. Like, I think they burned some files, found a fall guy, and they just pretend like it's not there. But I guarantee they put it under some different code names. It's the same thing like Epstein's Island. People think that's done too. Y'all are stupid. It didn't disappear. Maybe it's in a different location now. It's still full force running. That's it. So I think this is like literally on a mass scale, like very subtle versions. So they're using social media. They're watching algorithms that are going to trigger that outrage and what spikes your dopamine, you know,
Yeah.
24-hour news cycles just to keep you in that fear and confusion. So behavioral nudges are built into everything. Everything. It's like MKUltra went 2.0. So we're all being played. And I mean, I talked about this last week too, how they got people to start smoking cigarettes. It was a full scale attack, strategic. I should actually bring you guys the facts on that. I'll have to look it up. I'm going to do that because it's been happening to us ever since. When they saw that they could do that, we're useful idiots. They're playing us. If the internet went away, if the TV went away, I think we would not be living the way we're living right now.
There's a lot of theory that the MK Ultra, idea, that the
Yeah,
premise is what led to the creation of social media in its current form, and
of
that it
course.
actually is being implemented through
Mm-hmm.
social media. So, I mean, when you fully explain it to folks, like you're doing right now, you're giving everybody a little tidbit of like kind of what it is and
Yeah,
how it started. When
yeah.
you start to really think about that, it's just like when you pick up your phone, or you're near your phone and you start talking about,
Mm-hmm.
tennis shoes or something. And then the next time you pick up Facebook, or go on Facebook, oh, there's an
Right.
ad for, sneakers. Oh, what do you know? It's all that behavioral modification.
Mm-hmm.
And they're collecting data. It's faster than we can even keep up with it.
Right.
So it really is. The behavior modification is completely still in force. They just found a better way to do it.
And I think with these group chats and stuff, we kind of talked about that with Charlie Kirk's killer, which is not his killer, by the way. Okay. Um, the fall guy, they're talking about these Discord chats. And I do just like these pedophiles are coming in at an on a very alarming rate. Okay. You guys have to watch this podcast. I want you guys to go look it up right now. Sean Ryan with Tim Tebow.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
guys go listen to that right now because you will be fucking horrified. And I don't want you to look away. Like even Tim is like, we can all just ignore it. You can't ignore it. So these guys are online going after your babies all day long in chat rooms. Why do you think the government doesn't have people going in and psyching people out like anti-Christian groups, these people that come back, okay, our veterans are fucked up. Like you can't go to war and come back the same person. You can't do that. We're not giving them enough care. Yeah, free healthcare for illegal immigrants, but we're definitely letting our veterans down. So you've got this guy that is probably messed up from war, and I'm not excusing his behavior. Like I said, I'm the first one that would say let's hang him in public and let him have his consequence. He took
Hmm.
the easy way out, but anyway, a whole just what am I saying? I lost my train of thought, Rory. What the
It's,
hell?
it's all good.
I was going somewhere, kids.
Yeah, you get that fired up,
Yeah,
and it just starts to like burn from the inside out. So I totally
yeah.
understand. I totally get it. This is volatile stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And when you start talking about, you branch into veterans, and then there's 90 different threads that come off that too.
Oh
So,
yeah.
and that absolutely needs to be its own podcast where
Right.
we just dig into veterans and what they should be getting and what they're not. But
Right.
we started talking about the MK Ultra stuff
Yeah,
and the
because
mind
people are
control, everything else.
the
Right.
programming, and you've got these
Exactly.
hate groups that are going to psych people up to go do something. Be our hero, go shoot up the school, just do it. Like, don't tell me that stuff isn't happening. We're useful idiots. We are just being played.
Yeah.
And there's what can you do right now? Like, we can't just talk about this stuff. There has to be action that's taken. And that means you start having these conversations and stop living under a rock and think that the government cares about you. Nobody cares about you. Like, that is the truth.
Yeah.
People don't care about you. So the best thing you can do, the biggest fu we can give the government, is for you to start caring about you, and to not just blindly trust these people. Oh, he's a doctor. Okay. How far has that gotten us? The same people that are like, trust the science, are telling us that men can turn into women. It's a joke. I don't need to go to school to have common sense.
Right.
I knew vaccines were bad for my babies. I watched it. Never made sense to me. It never made sense to me. My firstborn, I trusted the doctor. I was 22 years old, a baby. No idea. My kid is healthy. She starts having seizures. I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I go down that rabbit hole and I'm being gaslit. Well, she needs this, this, and this. I'm like, you're not putting anything else into her until I figure out what this is.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, the minute I stopped giving her the vaccinations, I don't even know when I stopped going, stopped doing that, and she was fine. And I'm like, something's up with that stuff. She was super healthy. It's not a coincidence. Common sense, you guys.
Hmm.
Like, is there a class for that? Can I coach a class on common sense? I don't know.
That's got to come from us too. This is one of the hardest parts is that you can't just say, well, we got to vote for the right person and then we're all going to be okay. Because you take things like what Tim Tebow talks about with, the
Yeah,
child trafficking, and you take stuff like what you and I are talking about right now with, all the gaslighting and school shootings and,
right.
the churches and everything else. You take all this stuff and you put it all together. And the fact of the matter is that there is no one power. There's no, the people on social media, the people in charge of government, none of them are going to do anything about any of it.
Right.
So the only thing people like you and I can do, and people like the folks who are listening to this at home can do, is stop looking at it. The only way we can stop this stuff is to stop feeding it.
Yep.
It's the old story of the two wolves, right? The good one and the bad one. We all have that inside of us. Which one's going to
Mm-hmm.
win? The one you feed. Well, you got to stop feeding it. So every time you comment on one of these hate posts, whether it's right or left, you're feeding the machine.
Right.
That's it. I don't forward that stuff. I don't get into it. I mean, I'll put out some of my own stuff, and stuff that
Yeah.
I believe. But whenever we get into those fights and we get into those battles, we're just
Yeah.
feeding the machine from both sides. And that's
I'm
a difficult
guilty.
place to be.
I'm so guilty.
At
My
at
political
least when
group,
you do it,
you guys, I
at
am
least when you
so
do it, you do
guilty.
it big.
Yeah. I don't mess around.
Right.
And my political group is definitely I go there. I go there for everything, and I don't care. It has people asking questions. And I think that's important. I don't think, I don't entertain the people that have the hate. Like, the minute you come in my message box and you're like, you're a racist, you're a whatever, I'm a realist. You could call it racism. That's stupid. I'm a realist. Um, anti I mean, some girl is so caught on me being, she just goes off about me being a homophobe. It's not even, I don't care who you're sleeping with, dumbass. I don't care. I've never cared. We care that you have to brag about it and shove it in our faces and try to make it a thing with our kids and bring it into schools and make it some accepting. You have self esteem issues. I don't need anybody to pat me on the back because I'm married to a man. I don't need a whole month to be like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. It's in the Bible, you guys. It's not that hard. It's not like I made this up.
Right.
It's common sense. But yeah, there's no point, you guys, in arguing with someone that is so full of hate. There is a sense of awareness. I think I would never stop posting the things that I think we need to talk about. And this whole Temecula, is that what it's called? I cannot wait to look that up because I will probably post about it today. So I'm gonna be like, you guys did not let this happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the name of the school board
Yeah.
of the district. It's the Temecula school district. I'm almost positive. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
may be pronouncing it wrong, but I think pretty sure that's it because I looked it
yeah.
up so we could talk about it. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I reading?
Yeah,
And then I went
that
and
is
looked it up
insane.
because I'm like, I'm not going to trust a post. I'm going to go look. I'm going to go
Right.
see. And you Google it and you read more than one article and you don't just read the one that's
Oh,
comes up first. I go back to page 3, page 4, see if there's anything back there. It's funny how you find the truth buried back there.
oh, it's back
Google.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what people have to do, and at the end of the day, we got to take care of ourselves. We got to just protect ourselves a little bit. So,
Massive responsibility, you guys.
uh,
With common sense. Stop blindly trusting anyone. The government doesn't care. And yeah, do I think Trump has a white hat? Yeah, but I also don't always agree with everything. I just don't. There's no human that is ever going to please everybody and hit every belief we have. That's impossible because we're so different.
sure.
My husband doesn't have a huge issue with abortion. It's not a thing for him. He cared about the military. And I'm like, well, if it came down to military or abortion, I mean, these kids are 18. They kind of have that chance. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with not even giving a baby a shot. So everybody's different. I get that. No one is ever nobody cares about you. I love you guys. I do love you, but I don't what happens to you in your life is never going to affect me like it affects you, right? Like that's the truth. We're built with survival instincts. And I think that if you watch any movie, like people, you know, uh, everybody benefits themselves for as long as they can and they'll do whatever is the best for them. It's very few and far between you find, the person that isn't just out for themselves that's making a difference. Very few and far between. I something else I forgot that came up this week that I did see is everybody's going after Erica Kirk.
Oh, of course.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Because she's not
Yeah.
mourning right.
Right. Right. And unfortunately, a lot of people on the right are going after her
uh,
because they don't really
everyone,
want, yeah, they don't want her to become one of these leaders that is out of
right?
control. Hey, sit there and look sympathetic. That's helping our cause right now. Oh, but you're not really part of our plans. So just sit there and be quiet.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You haven't heard the end of her, and she's going to get plenty of
No.
support from the same people who supported Charlie Kirk.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's just crazy that we can decide what grief looks like for other people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there isn't a single person out there on either side of the aisle that's going to sit there and tell you, well, this is how you grieve. That's
Right.
absurd. Absurd.
It's insane to me.
Yeah. So she still has a family to take care of. She has, her life she has to keep running. She inherited some of this because her husband owned it. I
Right.
mean, legally, she has responsibilities to
Yeah.
her family's well-being in this business. And so she's supposed to what? Just go sit in the corner and cry
Right.
and let someone else take it over? She trusted it to Charlie, but she's not trusting it to, whoever
Right.
happens to be down the hall,
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't blame her.
And not just, I mean, they seem like genuinely happy people. They're not miserable people, right? Like
Yeah.
genuinely happy. I'm a genuinely happy person. I don't think I would grieve the same way other people grieve. And especially because I believe in God. Like, yeah, there is a sense of comfort there. Like, this isn't it for us.
Right.
This isn't it for us. That's a huge comfort. And you kind of celebrate people that go with Jesus. Like, I'd be a little jealous. Like, dude, you're already there. Like you made it through the gauntlet. Okay. No
Yeah.
more bullshit for you. Like in a way, I just don't get it. I don't get that they're not, it's such a personal experience. It's a personal experience. Nobody has any say on any of that, you know?
Yeah.
And it looks
Well,
different for everyone.
it's probably not that too. Like you're always saying, it's probably not really even about the grief. That's just what they're
Right.
using to hit her with. That's the bat they
Yeah.
picked up to swing at her.
Yeah.
Because, they just don't want her getting too much power because,
Right.
there's not enough power to go around. So we got to keep it in the
Right.
hands of the people with the plan, right? And it's just a shame. It's like leave her alone, and just see where it goes. And, my goodness, she lost her husband.
It's just so hard
So,
for people to celebrate good people. They make it so hard to celebrate being a good person. She's
mhm.
following the law. She's not out hurting people. She wants to
Yeah.
talk about Jesus and common sense, and we're going to, crucify her for that. I don't get it.
Folks on the right politically are doing what Christians have done religiously for since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
They are being so righteous and they're so opinionated and they're so convinced of their own virtue that they're eating themselves. And that's one thing you can always say about the left is that, they will say, if you don't agree with every single piece, you're out.
Right.
This is our platform. You're in or you're out, and that's it. I don't care if you agree with it or not. You're with us, you're against us. And they fight as a group, for better, for worse.
And they draw that line.
The right beats themselves up
Yep.
every single time. Every single time they come into power, they start fighting amongst themselves because of
Hmm.
this one difference of opinion or this one policy or this one line, and they end up crumbling to pieces.
Right.
And then the pendulum swings the other way a few years later, and the party that's stuck together like glue, even though half of them don't believe anything they're saying, they take back over. And then the country goes back into darkness for 4 years.
Yeah.
And here we go again, because they just won't put aside the petty nonsense like this.
Right.
Like, of all the people in America to not give a hard time to right now, it's Erica Kirk. Oh my gosh.
Right. Right. Right.
Sorry. Give me a break.
Right. Um, what is going on with the government shutdown? I'm not seeing that on my main news list, but I know there's like a rumor of that and that they're cutting like 100,000 jobs in the government. Have you
Yeah.
seen anything about that?
Yeah, I've actually dove into that pretty hard. So if we want to cover that with the time we got left, we can. It's really simple. Unfortunately, the reason it's not in the news is because, Trump didn't play the game. Schumer basically said, hey, you have to push this through or the government's going to be shut down. In order for me and these couple Democrats that you need to approve it, I want all this put into it. And it was everything he campaigned against and cut. He wants illegal aliens to be able to get benefits. He wants, the boys to be able to compete in girls' sports. He wants all, ICE to be pulled back and the immigration laws to change. And if we don't get it, we're letting the government get shut down. And Trump said, you know what? The government's getting shut down. And it's because of you. And here you go. And then he handed that to all the reporters and said, here's the paperwork. I don't want to hear any more. And he walked away. That's what took place. And
Wow.
that's not media worthy. That doesn't help anybody. So, oh, you got to just stand back. He called everybody out and said, you know what? This is nuts. There's no reason to do this.
Right.
Republicans heard it and got in line and said, okay, let's drop all our stuff and let's just put something together to keep
Focus.
the government
Yeah.
going. And Chuck Schumer dug deeper and said, nope, not going to happen. Trump said, then you can explain it to everybody when they lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Guess we're getting
Cool.
shut down.
Cool. How does that affect you guys? It doesn't.
Doesn't. Not even a little bit. Because all
Not
of our
even a
state
little
governments
bit.
run everything. Our
Hmm.
state governments take care of all of our services.
Yeah.
We're not going to not have police and fire because the federal government shut down.
Right.
Okay. I mean, bankruptcy court might make you wait a couple of weeks,
Right.
until it goes back up. Maybe the license branch will have a little problem processing some stuff, but your life's not going to change 1 ounce while the government's shut down.
Right.
It's just not, you know. So it's insane. But of
How
course, it's in the news.
how does that, like, I guess I don't understand the mindset of like wanting to give the illegal immigrants free healthcare and people here struggle with that. Like, I don't we want to use our tax money for America? It's so confusing to me.
Again, I think that you hit the point early. It's about money.
Yeah.
When all that money's flooding out to all these illegal immigrants, and if they don't get it and it goes somewhere else, who are they going to go complain to?
Right.
They're illegal. They can't complain. They can't call the government up or the press or an attorney and go, I didn't get what I was supposed to get. You're an illegal.
Right.
You're not supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So you don't have a right to even sue anybody in court.
Right.
So if all this money gets flooded out for illegals, right,
Yeah.
and disappears and goes someplace else into somebody else's pocket, which is what USAID was all about, and they shut it
Hmm.
down. I mean, if you lose your immigrant, money funnel, now what are you going to do? How are all these Democrat politicians going to pay for all their stuff?
Right.
It's all
It's
about the
you
money.
guys know, I mean, we're born into debt. We borrow money to give to other countries. Like,
Yeah.
so much money. And I know we talked about social security numbers. It's not so your grandma can collect a check at 65. That's it. It's literally a tracking ID.
Mhm.
It's never going to benefit you. It has always been about the money. You're just numbers. your
Yeah.
numbers.
That's a teaser for an episode we have to do.
Yeah, we need to do
Yeah.
the social security number
Yeah. And when
because
we do that episode, like
yeah,
keep track of what it's like when you're trying to look for it, because
yeah,
Google's going to send you everywhere else but
right,
where you're trying to go.
right.
And they may even send you a message like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be looking at this." That's not even a
I,
joke.
I tell my son jokes because he's like, I could get you on the dark web, mom. And I'm like, so one of these days I might just have to freaking do it. I
Oh
might have to
boy.
do it just to get the truth,
Because you
like the
need more
things.
fire.
Yes, I think no. Gosh, it's a good thing I probably got fired because my brain capacity is just I'm getting a limit here. Because these rabbit holes are insane. Insane. How much we're being played, how much
Yeah.
they're making a fool of us. We're useful idiots. You guys, get your house in order. Like this whole spiritual battle, you can't keep pretending that the bad guys care about you. They don't have a conscience, they don't have common sense, they don't care about themselves. They have no self-respect, no self-acceptance. This is an issue. And as long as it benefits other people, they're going to play the game for it and you come last. So I'd say research everything and don't just take your first page of Google. Your first page of Google is a lie. It's going to take a couple pages and it's going to take rewording the question over and over, you know, like reword it until you can get to your answer. Cause yeah, it's very biased. It's very protected.
Right. First page
Very.
of Google is what they want you to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't try to take any of this to chat. Okay. I've been reported probably they're going to take my account, which this is the thing. Like chat is my therapist. I bought this program and I ran it through. I swear it's this insane Zenith program, you guys, Zenith Mind. It is super great because it was a great, like you hire the business coach, you hire the therapist, you hire all these people. It kind of compacted that all into one. But now, I mean, we had to break up because I went down a rabbit hole and I can't talk to chat anymore.
Well, you don't need
Terrible.
chat anymore. You have this podcast to be your therapist from
Yeah.
now on.
And
Okay.
it
We're going to
is.
meet
I
twice a week and we're going
exactly. Exactly.
to, and you can just vent about all your issues and get
Right.
them out there. Right. And you don't need to pay
Right.
a therapist anymore. We're going to do that for you right
Exactly.
here. Okay. This is going to
Exactly.
be the Branden Therapy Hour. Okay.
Yep.
Otherwise known as Boiling Point.
Yep.
And we'll
Yep.
keep on going.
Just so you guys know that the
Right on.
Brandon hour, we're all useful idiots.
Right. All right. So again, lots of good ideas for future episodes.
Yeah.
And we'll get that dialed in and we'll get those out to you. And that's going to be a huge one when everybody finds out who didn't know before that you actually have a bond issued on your social security number and your name when you are born that doesn't benefit you at all, but
Right.
adds to the country's value. Yeah.
Right.
Wonderful stuff.
We're
Beautiful.
being used.
That's right.
Crazy.
So
But
go look that
if
one up.
yeah, for sure. And you guys need to let us know. Like if there's something that we're not talking about that you know about, I literally just went to a very superficial place to get headlines and the real stuff isn't even on here. So wherever you guys are finding your tea, share that. Okay. If you're on the dark web and you know what we really should be talking about, share that too. Cause
Yeah. Send us
I'm
a message.
scared. I'm still
Send us a
scared of it.
message. Tell us
Yeah.
how you feel about it.
Yep.
Tell us what's going on in your world, and we'll talk about it up
Exactly.
here. 100%. All right. You may take us home?
Let's do it.
All right, folks. We briefly talked about all the church stuff that was going on. We're going to be talking more about that as more comes out. Right now, most of it is conjecture. We don't know a lot, but what we do know is that churches in blue states are under fire. And the whole idea to all of this is to get you at home, you as a Christian, you as someone who believes in the value of human life, to sit down, shut up, and now they don't even want you going to church. The one thing that we can do is we can stand up, we can refuse to shut up, we can be heard, and we can keep going to church. We can keep with our community, and we can keep being strong in our congregations. Folks, when they don't want you to do something, that is your signal to do more of it. And that's what they're telling you right now. Don't go to church. Don't speak up. And those are the things that we have to do. Okay. And one of my podcasts, Wake Up the Lions, we talk about this all the time. Folks, you've got to be a lion. You have to step up. You got to be loud and you got to be heard. And you got to go do it with the people who believe like you do. So go, congregate. Don't let the terrorists keep you out. That's all I got to say about it today.
Love you guys. We'll see you what day? I don't even know. Wednesday.
Couple days.
Couple days.
Got it.
Bye, everybody.